All right, let's chat about Ozempic. It's the newest, trendiest weight loss medication out there, and there's a lawsuit pending. Tell me about it.
I can't believe no one knows about this lawsuit. I think it's going to be one of the biggest lawsuits ever. So many people are on Ozempic.
Yes.
And almost every one of them has significant side effects. And then a certain percentage of those people have devastating and appearing to be permanent side effects that are not warned of.
Which no one is talking about.
No one talks about it.
I mean, if you saw the Hulu special with Oprah, it basically looked like the manufacturers paid her to promote it. Basically, no one really, they touched about the side effects, but they didn't really go deeper than just being like, well, you might be nauseous and, you might have stomach issues, but, it could just be the diet change. It wasn't really
they come across as trying to be some sort of neutral reporter, which is certainly not the case, because there's a major federal lawsuit pending, consolidated from the entire United States into one court because there are going to be so many cases, and they did not mention it, not one word.
If you are creating a medication that could change people's lives, great. It's not that. It's the fact that you're not educating either the consumer or the doctors that you're selling this to that are now causing your patients harm. That's the biggest part of it.
I am dying to know, one, if Oprah's getting paid. Two, how much she's getting paid. Why ABC, I think that special aired on ABC, why they found the need to get involved. And my speculation, this is my own guess, somebody at these companies has agreed to buy a tremendous amount of advertising. And the amount that Ozempic and Mounjaro is being mentioned on the Today Show, mentioned on these specials, I think that's part of their ad buy. I think that that's going to come out. And one of the real central parts of this lawsuit is the aggressive and kind of non-traditional marketing tactics of a drug. And everybody forgets that Ozempic was approved not as a weight loss drug, but as a diabetes drug. And now they're running whole specials on weight loss.
Yeah, they didn't even mention diabetes. It was solely weight loss. And I really think Novo Nordisk was like, oh shit, we're under heat for, causing people to be hurt. Let's grab Oprah and make it look good.
Right. And
Oprah makes everything look good. So
these backroom conversations, they are going to come out as part of this lawsuit. These executives will be deposed. They will go under oath and they can be questioned for 7 hours. And there are going to be very specific questions about the marketing tactics that are being used, the way doctors are being led to believe one thing. And there will be studies, internal studies for Novo Nordisk. And one of the challenges is you're also dealing with a European drug manufacturer, so the rules in Europe are a little different. They have to follow the American rules when they're in U.S. They're based out of the state of New Jersey. The U.S. headquarters is in New Jersey.
Also on the special, they said something about that there's a third formula coming out, like the Triple G, which is supposed to be more focused just on solely losing more weight than what people are on the drug currently. So I can't imagine what this could potentially do to people, positively and negatively.
Really just a high-end infomercial. It doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel right. When you see the drug commercials, you see the side effects, the very clear warnings. When you get a drug from a doctor, you get the clear warnings, but people have a certain level of trust of ABC, NBC, and when you watch Oprah, you think you're getting something, and it just doesn't seem like that's what was going on. Right. It really seems like
the whole truth wasn't told.
A paid advertising. I think the fact they never even mentioned this federal court lawsuit with people with permanent injuries. People are entitled to a defense. They ought to defend themselves. And obviously the plaintiff's lawyers, it's our burden of proof to prove that they did something that they shouldn't have done. And I think all the plaintiff lawyers that I know welcome that burden of proof. But to just not even mention it, that's not really reporting. That's just them really working for the manufacturers, in my opinion.
All right, well, let's go back a little bit. So Ozempic is the Ozempic lawsuit. Can you tell me a little bit about what this means and what people should do if they've experienced stomach paralysis or any other harsh symptoms from taking Ozempic.
Yeah, these permanent and really debilitating symptoms. And in the original lawsuit, you talk about months of diarrhea, weeks of vomiting, people who go to the hospital for extended stays. And what's really scary is in a certain percentage, maybe half, give or take, not taking the drug doesn't seem to fix the problem. It's either permanent or semi-permanent or something to that effect. So there are horrible injuries involving the use here.
And I think part of the lawsuit on the plaintiff and defendant side is whether who's responsible, right? So is it the manufacturer? Is it the doctors? Is it both? In the Oprah special, the manufacturers state it's their job to educate, yet they haven't educated the doctors who are prescribing it because they're giving too high doses and, things along those lines. So
those are the people that we're interested in talking to, these people who have significant side effects. If you took Ozempic and felt a little bit nauseous, I can't get you $1 million. And then we will file lawsuits, file claims to the multi-district litigation in the state of Pennsylvania. That's where it's located. There will also be state court cases that will be brought in the state of New Jersey. And the reason the state of New Jersey will be selected is because that's where the headquarters of Ozempic is. So you could also choose to file in the state of New Jersey, or you can file in the state where you live. But we don't want to spread out the litigation everywhere, but there will be some cases brought in state court as well.
If you're interested in filing a claim, what do you need to look for as the consumer? Do you need to meet a certain criteria? You
need to be prescribed either Ozempic or one of the other drugs. If you're getting off, there is no generic Ozempic. Novo Nordisk has the patent. So other people who say they're selling generic Ozempic, I don't know what they're selling, but we're not taking those cases because it's not really Ozempic. There's weight loss clinics that are trying to prescribe things and pass it off. What that is, we don't really know, but we're not taking those cases. So you have to have the prescription. We can get your medical records. Not a big deal to get the prescription. And then some sort of medically proven complication, whether that's a hospital stay or emergency room or a gastroenterologist or whatever.
And it doesn't matter whether you're taking it for diabetes or weight loss.
Doesn't matter.
Well, if anyone has any questions on if they want to file a claim against the manufacturers, what do we do?
Give us a call. Reach out to us. You can text us. You can email us. You can call us. We're working on some frequently asked questions and then some downloadable materials that should be out within the next few days.
They can go to our website to download those.
Yeah, and then they can subscribe here. We're going to keep the updates coming for the Ozempic lawsuit. This is something we're really interested in. We're very invested in trying to provide the content and the updates to the general public because I don't think the media is producing the whole story right now on Ozempic and Novo Nordisk. And we have a pretty good view as to that through this lawsuit. So we'll keep producing more information about the Ozempic lawsuit. So if you're interested in that, you can subscribe to our channel or check out our social media. We'll keep putting it up.